look at my phone, it's because I have notes on it. I'm not on Facebook or texting like all of your kids do. And it's because I can't remember. Pretty much, I can't remember the list or whatever. Actually, I forgot the list. I'm just glad I took a picture of it. So, and I know that since pot's been legalized, that's happening to a lot of you. So, every person in this area has some different relationship with Michael or some different interaction. There's family members, there's friends, there's people from his childhood, there's people that he's had children with, there's people that it has been through every aspect of his life. So if you look around, you probably don't know 10% of the people that are here, but every one of you has had some interaction with Michael, including myself. I'm Lisa's brother-in-law, which I don't like to admit that in public, but I will today. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn to comedy here and there if I get a little choked up. So if I turn my head, that means that I'm washing my glasses because the windshield wipers aren't working. But we're going to try to keep this thing as positive and as joyful as we can because we're here to remember the good times and sharing the memories. So that being said, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to bring up a couple of speakers. I had a speaker list. Some of those people have decided that they may or may not be able to do that, and that's entirely up to them. If you choose to speak, that's great. If you choose not to speak, that's also great. If you come up and speak and you've decided after you're done, you sit down and you want another chance, you're going to get another chance. Okay? Because every one of us knows how that goes. God, I wish I would have said this. I wish I would have said that. Oh, wait, I should have said that. I'm going to give you a second chance. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to bring up the speakers. We're going to talk for a little bit about Michael, and we're going to share some memories. The pictures that are on the tables, you're welcome to take those when you're all done. When it's all over with and everybody's ready to leave, you're welcome to take the pictures off of the boards. Please do not take the 8x10s. The little plant things that Lisa came up with is a pretty cool idea. You take that and you put it in dirt and you plant. If you haven't, again, written a note and putting it in the box, please do so. After we're done with the speakers, we're going to play a video. First reaction on a video is, oh my gosh, it's too long. Well, is it? Not this time. So what happens is, that video is going to go relatively fast. I've seen it, and it's going to go a little bit fast. So try to pay attention. There's a lot of people in that video that have touched his life from the time he was a little kid. And how they come up with these pictures of little kids that long ago are pretty good. Lisa did a wonderful job on the video, and it's sad that at the end of your life, you get 18 minutes or 20 minutes of a video. But it's real important because in that video, you get to remember how quirky he was. How many times does he stick his tongue out? I mean, seriously? Oh, wait, I forgot. I got to turn the hat around. This morning I was thinking to myself, every time he comes to my house, he's wearing his hat backwards. Well, that's just Michael. Everybody's had a privilege to spend time with him, to have memories with him. And those are important. And that's what we're here for. We're not here to mourn. We're not here to be angry. We're not here to do anything other than celebrate his life and be happy. That's what he would want. That's what we all want when we're all done. So, that being said, after the video, then we're going to serve lunch. And during that period of time, you can mingle, eat, do whatever. If you want to speak again, just say so, and we'll arrange you to come up and speak. Lisa has asked that during all of this ceremony, celebration of life, that people take photos. They take little videos or photos or whatever, and they post them on the Remembering Michael Facebook page. Reason is because we won't have that perspective from anybody except you. So that's going to help. Anything else that you'd like me to say right now? Okay. So Lisa's going to start the speaking, and we're going to go from there, and I'll introduce each person as they come up.
First, I want to thank everybody for coming. This is an amazing turnout. I'm going to try to get through this. I've been thinking about what I wanted to say today. How can I sum up someone as wonderful as you in just a few minutes? How can I tell the world how unique you are? How your goofiness and sometimes immaturity did no harm to anyone and made us all laugh with you? How do I share all the beautiful memories that we all have of you and explain how when you came into the room, the world got a little brighter? How can I express how generous you were, always willing to help others, even total strangers, and how you always found the good in people? How do I explain what a fantastic cheerleader you were to people, how you were always positive and hated negative thinking? How do I describe your rowdy laugh? How do I define you being such a dork and making people understand that that was one of your most likable traits? How do I exemplify the love you showed? The love for all your children, blood or not. The love for your brothers and sisters. The love for your friends. And the love you gave to me. There isn't a magical enough word to define how you loved us and how we felt that love with every great big hug you gave. You lived through some rough times in your life. You have endured a lot of physical and mental pain. But through it all, you always remained confident, positive, and applied humor to get you over those hurdles. Michael, I never met anyone as alive as you were. You always said, when it's your time, it's your time. And you lived each day like it might be your last one. I am a worrier. You were always telling me to stop worrying about what you cannot change, and life always finds a way to work things out. Michael, you tried to teach me to look at life the same. But I don't think I really learned it until the day you died. Our promise to you is to remember you and all the outstanding things you did for others, the incredible feelings you gave to us, to live each day like it could be our last, and to be goofy and carefree and spread it around like you did. We will never be able to duplicate your personality, but we will never, ever forget it. I was supposed to spend the rest of my life with you, and then I realized you spent the rest of your life with me. And what an incredible gift you gave to me, because I know you love me till the day you went away, and I will keep loving you until the day we're together again.
Okay, let's because you're so short. Would you like this in or out? All right. Little Michael is going to speak next. Thank you, Lisa.
Well, that's weird. I'm Michael Paterniti. I'm Michael's son. I want to first off thank everyone for being here. Kind of jokingly, my dad would have loved to see us all here together, and to see everyone that he interacted with over the time, and he would have loved to see that this was all about him. He would have gotten his head on his shoulder, and he would have had a smile. His favorite topic was himself, and it would have been really special for him to see that we're all here, and I think in a way he does know that we're all here together. I want to thank the Junction for allowing us to have this space and this time that we could celebrate my father's life. Beethoven once wrote his brother, who he loved very much, that the truest way to live forever is to be remembered. And I think with my dad touching all our hearts and to have a part in all of us, that shows that he will never really be gone. That but every story we share and every moment we remember, my dad lives on. And he would like to know that. I don't really have too much to say because I didn't know what to write down and I wanted to speak in the moment. But I just want to let everyone that knows me that I don't remember, or remembers me when I was that big, I just want to thank you guys for being here, for my family, for my aunts, my uncles, my cousins. Even if we don't speak a lot, I want to let you guys all know that I love you. And my dad loved you guys, and he was a very special person. I just want to again thank for everyone for being here.
Good job, Michael. Uh-oh, it's just like school. Somebody's phone's ringing. Jason? Michael's most handsome brother, well, according to him.
I'd like to thank everybody for coming out. It's cool we're all here, but, shitty condition. Mikey was my big brother, and I had to be his big brother for a good portion of our lives. He was cool, dude. Like, you guys all know. He's better off, Bottom line is this is a tragedy, and we're here to celebrate his life like he would want. So just thank you everybody for being here. Yeah, man. He was great. I remember when I was just a little kid, coming home on the school bus, and there was a truck behind the school bus, and there was a dirt bike in the back, and it was mine that he bought for me. And I was like, who's this asshole speeding up on the bus? Coming up behind us, and then I looked in the back, and it was Beetle, one of Mikey's friends, and there was a little RM80 in the back, and they blew by the school bus like they shouldn't because they were trying to beat me home. And I remember Mikey taking me to like the drainage ditches in Paris because we lived up in Romeland, and so he was taking me to these flat areas to teach me how to ride. And I just remember Mikey being he was so fucking cool. That dude was an animal on a bike, and he passed on a bike, and it is what it is. But he did go doing what he liked to do. It's unfortunate, but I appreciate everybody being here. He would really appreciate you guys being here. He was a badass, he really was, and he made everybody happy. He was a much nicer person than I am, and if you guys know me and you know him, you know that's true. So I am what I am, and he was what he was, and he's better off. So I love you all. We don't all keep in contact, and life's short. We all know that. So thank you.
Good job, Jason. So, like he just said, I want to say this, and it's sometimes it's hard to remember that the single most valuable thing on this planet is time, and you can't buy it. You get what you get, that's the end of it, start to finish. So everybody needs to recognize that the time that they have with these people is very valuable. Because when it's gone, it's gone. And I know right now, my son, or my daughter's boyfriend over here is sitting, what is he doing riding an RM80? Why wasn't he on a Kawasaki? Gosh. So, our next speaker, Ariane?
Hi guys. Can you hear me? Gosh, I don't do this very well. I don't even share meetings. I like people staring at me. So yeah, thank you. You know, I've been thinking these past few weeks, like, what's appropriate to say and what's not appropriate to say, because, you know, I'm like Jason. But one of the memories I will share is when I met Mikey. I met Betsy and Jason first. Jason just broke his leg. And we were over with their friends in the same apartment complex I lived in. And Paterniti was out on a truck or something in the tail back. This is my memory, okay? I'm old, so bear with me. He was sitting on the back of the tailgate. And I look at them and I'm like, damn, fucking God. And they're like, oh, that's my brother. I'm like, all right. So we met, and that was it. That's all it took, right? I was blessed with two of his children who, man, each one of them are individuals, but they're just like dad. Like Sammy is a spitting image in more ways than one. And Michael, you know, I don't know where Michael came from, but he definitely is. They look a lot alike now that Michael's gotten older. And, you know, Michael and I sometimes didn't like each other very much. We went through a lot together due to addiction. And once we both got sober, we were able to be friends again. The love would always be there, no matter what. We always loved each other, even to the day he died. Every time I spoke to him, text messages, I love you. You know, so Mikey was always reckless. And that was just, he was always happy, and he was, man, why are you so happy, dude? Stop. He would always be happy. Sometimes it just make me happy. I guess that was his purpose. So, I don't know. He was a good guy, and, you know, I still can't believe he's gone. It's just, I still pretty sure he's going to come back. No, it's not going to happen. So, thank everybody for being here. I know that he did touch everybody in certain ways, and I really appreciate the love and support for the family, and I'm truly sorry for the loss.
Thank you. So I have one more speaker on the list, and then after that I can take people in the audience who would like to speak, or we can do that at the next little bit of a round. So right now we're going to bring up one of Michael's childhood friends from a long time ago. Like back when he was 15 years old. And like I said earlier, I half the people here, probably everybody here doesn't know very many people here, but they all knew Michael. So the other night when Lisa and I were organizing this and talking, she made a call to this guy. And I'm thinking, oh, that's kind of cool. I kind of want to hear their voices and kind of figure out who I'm going to introduce and so on. So the next one is Dr. Shane. He was a lifelong friend of Michael's. But while Lisa was calling him, I'm thinking, okay, this is going to get a little serious, but he answers the phone. Hello? Oh, hey, how's it going? Yeah. Hey, can I get a carne asada burrito and some hot sauce and a drink? So we got him in the drive-thru, but he was all... So I don't know how much the lady in the drive-thru heard, but we heard the drive-thru, so that was kind of funny. So come on up, Shane, and tell us some stories that probably nobody's heard because they happened before most of them were alive.
Hello. Yeah, I know Michael from back in the days when we were kids. So I met him through graduation, sitting over the table with me. And we all worked up Eleanor Spaghetti Western. And it was an awesome experience as kids because we spent a lot of time having a lot of fun, made a little bit of money working at the restaurant. But all I remember is as kids, me and Michael, he became one of the best friends. So we never went to school together, but just being in the same area, he was very, very fun to be around. He was non-stop entertainment. So I think that spread through our earlier days, and we'd seek each other out, kind of know where we find each other, and it was always just nothing but fun and games. Like taught me how to play ping pong in Poway. We taught each other a lot of crazy things. I taught those guys how to throw bottles from the car to hit signs. That was probably a little dangerous, but when we grew up, there was nothing out there, so it was semi-safe if you want to look at it from a kid's point of view. But we had nothing but good times, and realistically, probably in our early 20s, I went off to school in Northern California, and life kind of took hold. So we were out in Romeland. I moved to San Diego. Lo and behold, Michael moved down to Poway. So we spent a lot of time for those 4 years hanging out in Poway and then home San Diego, which was a lot of fun as well. But we lost track of each other for a while there. When we came back, it's probably about 6 years ago. We started talking to each other a lot, and started coming by my office in San Marcos, and told me about you guys. And he was proud of everybody. He told me about everybody, and it's like, this is what's going on in my life. All these people are really good to me, and he was very happy and very stoked with how we individual here, I would say. So it was like type thing. You got to come. I want to introduce this person. Introduce this person. As time goes on, we have responsibilities, family, stuff like that. So it's not as easy to come out and meet everybody. We'd love to meet everybody in much better circumstances than we are right now. But I would have to say, in my life, full of a lot of positive people, Michael is one of my fondest memories, and a very positive person, and had, like everybody said, that infectious laugh. The way he was a good guy. So I just want everybody to say, Michael had this thing that when we were kids, we'd always do this whistle and it's kind of like, cow. So Michael would always tell me that even when he came back in my life, he was always like, do the whistle. So for Michael, this is the whistle. Yeah!
Nicely done. Okay, so that is the end of the list. Now, if anybody else would like to come up and speak in front of everybody, raise your hand. If you would like to speak at your table, raise your hand. What? Tabitha? Come on up. Don't be afraid of all these people.
So I was asked if I wanted to do this initially, and I wasn't quite sure I wanted to because Lisa had mentioned she wanted to keep the tears out of this, but it's really hard to do that. When I think about losing someone that was as bright and kind and thoughtful as Mike, and Jason just came up and shared how Mikey had taught him how to ride a dirt bike, and I got really fearful of that because anything motorized Mikey got on, he got injured. So I don't know that he's not great of a rider to be teaching someone how to ride a bike. I'm not even kidding. I remember, so Mikey has became my big brother for the last 12 years. And I want to say my condolences to the family. And so I remember when Mikey got in some trouble when he first came home, and he couldn't get a license, and so he got this little motorized bicycle, and didn't fail. Don't know how he did it, but he was riding down the bike trail and somehow or another took his kneecap off, basically, on a little motorized bike. So being motorized was disastrous. And I'm really gonna miss Mikey. I think it's the thoughtfulness, and it never failed with him, ever failed with him. He never forgot my birthday. I would always wake up, because Mikey lived with us for, and I would always wake up to the silliest birthday cards or flowers or candy or something. It was like he was always so thoughtful, and even the last couple years, Mikey had moved out, and
it just still never failed. He was religious with remembering me. And you know, sometimes we get men in our life that become really good friends to us, and Mikey was just a gentleman to me. And he was a knucklehead and super inappropriate at times, but he was such a gentleman to me, and I know, like, in my heart of hearts, from the moment that something, you know, you mentioned a quality of life, Jason mentioned, like, it's better off, you know, and I thought to myself, like, no, but with what happened to him, maybe I do, I got boogers.
We're wasting the shit.
Excuse me. I think the quality of life he would have had after this accident would have been awful, and so I do think it's a better place. You know, I don't know. I just know that I'll miss Mikey. I'll miss his smile. A lot of people talked about his smile, and I'm not even kidding. That smile just lit up the room when he walked in, and you know, he is a dork. He is such a dork. You know, I'm gonna miss him forever. Thanks.
Anybody else want to speak up in front? Okay, anybody want to speak at a table? This is up front. This is my daughter. I gotta keep continuing to school her on things. Yeah, she wrote a speech. She's kind of like Aunt Lisa. She organizes everything. It's very annoying.
Okay.
You're not going to start crying. You're just going to read what you wrote. So it's college. I cried college though.
Okay. I'm Sydney. I was his niece. Okay. Everyone here today has shared at least one positive memory with Michael. As his niece, I'd like to share a few of my own. Sorry. Every year on Christmas Eve, my cousins, neighbors, family, and friends join us at our home to share the joy of Christmas and family. We open some gifts and enjoy each other's company as the night goes on. About 2 Christmases ago, we all got our friends. So as the teenagers and 20-year-olds and adults that we are, we had a Nerf war. I remember Michael joined in, and we were all having a huge Nerf gun fight throughout the entire house. We laughed and played for hours together. It was such a great time. Only a few weeks ago, there was a horseshoe tournament here that I wasn't actually planning on going to. I ended up meeting my family there, and Michael gave me a huge hug when I saw him and asked if I wanted to play cornhole with him. We played against my mom and my good friend Chelsea for a long time, hours. It started pouring rain, and we all just laughed and kept playing. We had a really fun time together. Only a few days later, we all went out to dinner together because we had some family in from out of town. When we left that night, I gave Michael a hug and told him goodbye, and I told him that I loved him. passed away. In the years that I've known Michael, he's been nothing but kind, funny, loving, and happy. And I was lucky to call him my uncle. I'd like to leave you with a couple of my favorite verses about healing. Isaiah 43:2 says, "When you go through deep waters, I will go with you." And Romans 8:28 says, "God promised to make something good out of the storms that bring devastation to your life." We will all see him again, and don't ever forget that the happy memories that you all shared with him. Good luck.
Well, I was good at that. Okay, so we're going to start the video here in a couple of minutes. I'm going to share a couple of quick little things about Michael. Some of you who know me or my family is going to tell you that sometimes they call me a human spoon, and I like to stir up the shit when I get bored. Kind of keeps everybody on their toes. So, Michael and I, we kind of did that a lot of times without people knowing. Well, we don't think she knew, but we'd be sitting at a dinner, family dinner, Christmas, whatever, and I like to pick on Lisa a lot because she's such an easy target. So, as I'm picking on Lisa at the dinner that Sydney was just talking about, Michael's sitting right next to her, kind of one over at the end, and I already look at him before I pick on her to make sure he's paying attention, because he knows it's going to get an uprising out of her. And then if I time it right, he's going to spit out his food laughing. And then I think it's funny, and he thinks it's funny. And then typically, if it goes on too far, I just pat him on the back, give him a hug, and say, "Hey, good luck on the way home. You're going home with her." And I think that's funny. He laughed at her really hard. So those are the kind of things that we got to share. And whenever we had family gatherings, we did a lot of cooking, an awful lot of cooking. I tend to overcook every time I cook. Well, I think that Michael brought his own goodie bags to the house for Christmas every year, just knowing that all he has to do is hold that bag open and it's going to be full. But he enjoyed the cooking, he enjoyed the family. And we enjoyed him. So we're going to show this video, and for the people that are in the back right now, and if you can't see it clearly, might be a good time to just kind of gather up, do a little crowd like a concert, and take a look at the video. There's a lot of cool photos in this, and like I said, they're going to go kind of fast. So just pay attention, and then before you know it, they're going to be over, and then we're going to eat. So gather in if you'd like, or sit back. But based on the sun, you might want to gather around if you want to see it.
You were in the audience.